Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Circus from CZT Angie Gittles. Now, I have to tell you, I tried this when it came out, and I was like, yeah, nope, and I don't know why. And I'm like, I'll try it later, and then I didn't really try it later. I'm just getting it back to it now, and I don't know why. It's interesting. So I'm gonna break this down, and it's not necessarily a hard tangle. Maybe I don't know what I was doing, but the way she shows it here. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, I have two ways of showing it. I was going to do just like one big one, but I think that might be where I ran into a problem. I don't know. But let's do this. We're going to do it in a grid. I'll do one box first. Okay, it's essentially, like we call it like the onion dome, where, you know, it's, and sometimes mine are not consistent. So it's a fingers crossed, or I mean, you could do, and let me do the could do first. Could do more of a, I'm going to air draw it first. You know what? Here's another thought. Middle-ish. I'm going to make a little dot for, so I can aim for the center. Could do more of a C shape. You know what? Let me just do it. It's kind of a C shape with a little flare on the end. That's the way I think about it. So like this, like that, it's okay, it works. And then I was needing to flip the tile to do it the other side. A lot of times when I do it, it's not, well, that's more of a straight line. Oh, but it's okay. See how it's okay? All right. Well, if you've watched my videos, if you've watched more than one, probably at least a handful, you know I've said, I'm here to prove that anybody can do this. No art background for me. So this is really my only art background that I've ever had, is Zentangle, and it's so much fun. Let's see, this year, Mom and I have been certified for 10 years. Oh my gosh. And she introduced it to me 3 years before that. So anyway, I like to share because it's too many people. Oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, I could. Yes, you can. If I can, you can. Believe you me. All right. So from here, I'm going to aura this, and you get to decide how thick or thin you want that aura to be. And then here I've done more of an S shape. Sometimes you can fix things on the aura and it's not necessarily noticeable, okay? So let me finish this one. And then just a straight line down from that center and a big orb right in the middle-ish of that line. So then I'm going to repeat it because I think it looks neat, having them all the same way. This is essentially it's a fragment. So you could do this and turn it every time, or however you want to do it. But I'm just going to do it this way just because I need the practice. All right. And I'm going to try it without turning it doesn't matter. As I said, you just have to learn, I say you, meaning me, have to learn to just not worry about it. And you know what? The less I worry about it, the better it is. And these days too, then nobody could claim that AI did it or anything. Well, maybe they could, because I've seen some of those things that AI comes up with. And it's really funny. All right. Now, there's another, I'm going to try one other thing. Because you can also, and as Angie shows, you could do this as a border. So I'm going to live dangerously because I like to. And so in my version of the step outs, I did not, and I'm going to do it on this one. I didn't set up like a grid, but it's probably safer to do that. So we're going to call this a center. So I want to have something kind of in the center. I just did a bunch of, the onion shapes, going one direction along this. And you could do that. That's fine. Especially if you want to make it, I think it's on Angie's sample. It's like you don't see that line. So you could just do a bunch of these, butted right up next to each other. And don't worry about, having a grid line. Okay, but I wanted to try it this way. All right, as if I needed to flip it over, I don't. All right, so same thing. Well, and honestly, my brain, I had to look at, and I think that maybe that's what it was. I was trying to do it as a border, and my brain just wasn't clicking. You can put these lines and just leave it at that, and it's just fine. But what's neat is if you do it without, then you could aura both sides. I mean, gosh, you could aura both sides anyway. It's the fun and challenge with Zentangle is that there are so many options that you could do. And I like to present all of them that I can think of in one time. Because that's just something that I do. So sorry. It's like a buffet. You take what you want and leave the rest. What's nice about putting in, these, making little boxes is that then this part can be a little bit controlled. I guess, because that's what I was thinking, because I had some that were, when I go back and look at it now, it's always the interesting thing with Zentangle. And probably lots of other things too. But, go back and look at it later and it's like, wait, what was I complaining about? Oh yeah. Because you just forget. All right, this line is going to be, we're going to call it somewhere right here. And we'll put that orb. Am I off? I'm off. And my hand is covering it, so sorry. Okay, so it's the same idea. Like I said, with or without lines helping you, it just has a different look, and it's all good. So this, what she did, and I liked it, so I'm gonna copy it, is just put orbs kind of in the center of those, and it looks rather neat. Oh, let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? On my version of the step out, I think Angie did it too, because I liked it. So, oh no, I did it, and then I looked up. I'm like, oh, Angie did this also. A double line here on the border. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make it thicker. So I grab my graphic one, and I'm just gonna go over it. Sort of. I'm working to have it kind of go underneath, sort of, not just like plopping it over the top. Mostly because there was there was like one little line that I went over, or like right there. Psht. Oh, I like it that way. That's neat. Okay, now some shading ideas. Let's let that sit for a minute. Oh, I might try something different. Let's do the insides of these. Because a border, you can, I'm going to do both sides, and that will look really cool. On my version of the step out, even though it was rather small, I still managed, and I don't know, we'll see. I might do that here too. We'll see. I did, as you see, I'm doing the inside of this section, and then on the inside of the bigger section, and it looks, well, I think it looks neat. It makes it look kind of like layers. And this is something, it's like if all else fails, if you want to shade, you can always just shade the grid line, or you can shade the overall, the bigger section of it. Oops. I should just do all of the one side and then turn it. But look at how neat that's looking. And then, could fill in or put, a tangle or something if you wanted to in this outer section. Here's what I was thinking I was going to do different, and I'm gonna shade the outside. Ooh, so then it's going to make that pop. Hopefully it's going to look fine. Me talking to me. Don't worry about it. Whoops. Worry more about holding onto your pencil. Oh, I should put the orbs in that other section there, because that's nice. All right. And let's do that before I move on further, because the graphite, when it goes over the pen, and I'm just going to do a little half one here, it affects the ink. And so that's why I like to a lot of times make sure that I have done all of the inking first and then put the graphite on. Or if I've, come up with something after the fact, then I might, go over the graphite, or the, where I've inked with the graphite, just so it looks the same. Or instead of going over the ink with the graphite, could just, redefine the other lines. Just depends on what's happened, what look you're looking for. Again, so many options. I think that looks neat. All right, now let's do this one. This, I just think it's fun, especially with a border, because maybe you're framing in your piece or something, and if you want it to look like a border and have it kind of rounded, sort of, just going on either side is neat, I think. Okay, I'm working to bring out the graphite a little bit more than I normally do. So like this is, it's a little thicker than what I did here, bringing it out into the design more. Versus, whatever the pencil gives, and that's it. That's as far as it goes. Neat, if I do say so myself. Let's flip those. I like them, and I hope you like them too, if you hadn't given this one a try some time ago. If you've enjoyed it, I hope you will click the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, I hope that you would subscribe to the channel. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs, and then below that, you will find my Linktree link. There, I have all of my links. That's why they call it Linktree. So my website is on there where you can follow my blog. I have a couple links if you are interested in tangling with me, taking classes. I do teach on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays is free. It's called Tangle Time. Come and join us online. There's no pressure. We have a lot of fun. We laugh. Laugh, I mean, as far as in the chat, I read the chat as we're going. You can see some of the replays. I have them posted just to get the flavor. We're not normal. We're not normal in the Zentangle world, I don't think. Yeah, because we have so much fun. Not that anybody doesn't have fun, but we laugh and we're kind of rambunctious sometimes. So, and it's great. I wouldn't trade it in for anything. And let's see what else. It's pretty self-explanatory. So everything is there. Oh, except I do want to highlight our Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook. If you happen to be on Facebook, come and join us. When you click the link, there are 4 questions that you have to answer in order to gain entry. I just like to make sure to say that every time. And that's it. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.